The guy here is the model E-111. It's actually a lot like a larger version of the L100. This is tone generator. In the back here isn't supported by springs like the B3s and the M100s and the M3s. They actually are tied down, and there's only one start switch. There's not a run-in, a start switch like the older ones. And there's the tone generator. The vibrato's on this side. It's a little bit different. It's a lot like the L100. It's a larger version almost, the L100. There's not a lot of video of the E-111 online, so I'll just give you what it looks like inside. The thing about the newer organs is I want to show you one thing. And the capacitors, these Mylar red capacitors in the back here. So they started using those around 65 because the other ones were like a paper and wax. They were yellow. Before 65, they would leak and you'd have to replace them. But usually these don't need to be replaced. Ooh, we don't want to be touching things that we don't want to be touching. So you really can kill yourself. So don't do this. Don't do this at home, because those capacitors have more power in them than your outlet. And they can hold the power for a couple hours too. So if you're going to be working on the back of your organ, I mean, if you're really going to be digging into it, and you don't know what you're doing, I suggest you just unplug it overnight and just wait until the morning and start working on it. Another thing is about these organs is the plugs always go bad, so I had to replace the plug. They're made out of clay, the original ones are, and they break and fall apart and just turn into a mess. So almost all these older Hammond organs, you have to have the cord already attached into it. And it's easy, just on this one you just unplug it, and we just pulled out the old cord. It didn't go all the way, just cut the wires like halfway through and used the wire nuts. It was attached on it by wire nuts in the first place, so you just put the wire nuts back on, place the cord, easy fix. Get a little cord for like 10 bucks at the hardware store and you're good to go, because you don't want to be using a crappy cord that's got exposed wires. The old Hammond organ wires are horrible. They just crack and fall apart. I'll even show you one here. Hold on a second. And what I did, I took it out in the garage because I don't want little pieces falling out. What happens to all these older Hammond organ cords, this is about a 1966, 65 organ, and you can see these things are made out of clay. And all you have to do is do this, and it breaks right apart. No problem, just cracks. And that's why I had to replace the cable. As you can see, they're very dangerous. They got exposed wires, and they're just brittle. That's just the nature of the game with the old Hammond organs. So if you buy one of these that has the cord already attached, be prepared, and it's the brown cable, be prepared to just replace it, because it's just, look at that, it just cracks right apart. It's so brittle. Look at that cracking the Hammond organ cable. Now another feature on this organ, the dealer installed rhythm box. Get a cheesy little beat. You can turn it off like that. Just the beat, the volume, this is the tempo. Got a cool rock beat. Ooh. Like the newer Hammond tone wheel organs, this organ has just a start switch. It's kind of like the large L100s, like a large version of the L100. Let it warm up a little bit. And these pedals are immaculate. On this one, the percussion's a little bit different. You have, so your second and third, or actually the marimba and the xylophone are actually the second and thirds, kind of like in the M100s. And you have a vibrato. Your reiteration rate, harp sustain, and this one's a little bit faded, but it says add vibrato. And on this one, your lower presets are up kind of the same way as B3 is. All the lowers are over on this side, and all the uppers are on the left side. And of course you got your vibrato variations, your reverb, your volume,